All right, now we are officially live. Oh, you look, it really pops on screen. You know, you don't really get an appreciation for that look until you see it framed. So that's nice. Oh, let's see. Oh wow, we're in HD. We got my coveted HD thing going there. That's all I ever wanted. I'd spend all the money in the world for you, sweetheart, because I am a middle class, encroaching on middle-aged black man in desperate need of validation through every channel available. And I'm also living in the Trump era. And this is now broadcasting. Okay, great. So now let's go to my stories, our stories, the stories of our lives. And let's talk about what we're talking about. Hi, guys.
Hey, happy Good Friday.
Have a happy Great Friday. Because every Friday is a great Friday, but this Friday is the Friday before Easter for all of you Christian and Christ-fearing folks. It's not a day off for me, so how holy can it be, really? But I wish you all a great one. Hello and good evening, October Blue on the live cast. Hello, Tosh Evans. Good to see you guys. We are Woke with Kids. If this is the first time you're listening to us, thank you. First of all, I appreciate you for existing and then applying some of your existence to absorbing some of what we have to say. We are a married couple. I'm not aware of any other type of marriage. I think a couple is the only legal form of marriage in America. Couple who host a podcast on the issues of the day. We are black. We are in Los Angeles, but we love you all, and we want a better world for everyone. And we have children. So we have a big dog in this fight. We have a lot at stake. So we started this podcast almost 2 years ago, coming up on 2 years, and we've been doing it just out of the charity of our heart because we like doing it. We don't make a dime. We just do it because it's something that we can put our energy in the world and maybe make it a tiny bit better place. And also, so that if you find our bodies, you know that we did not kill ourselves, okay? It was the government. It was them. They got us, okay? No, listen, guys. We've got a lot to get through tonight.
I'm Melissa, if for some reason you didn't know.
I didn't say my name either, and my name is Nyaze. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, guys. Hi, Shannon.
Hi,
Good
Patsy.
to see you. Hi, Patsy. Good to see you guys on the live. It is very late right now for most people. It's about 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Hey, Al, how you doing? God, you're a maniac. What are you doing up so late? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning over where you are. No, 2 o'clock in the morning in Atlanta. But we also broadcast live on Facebook whenever we can get the kids to bed. We have a 9-year-old and an almost 3-year-old. It's incredible. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. It's like I don't feel like all the time is going by, but I guess it is. He's gonna be 3. Did I tell you we're having a party? I don't know if you noticed it on the calendar, but I've sent invites. People are coming.
I did. I think I noted that.
Spending some money.
I think I assume every April some money is going to change hands. I have to remember that.
Yeah, we're doing stuff.
We're doing stuff. The kids are aging. They need love. Yeah, the woke crew. I like that. Al Billups. Yes, we are the woke crew. So we've got a lot to get through tonight. We're going to talk about a couple of quick headlines, just some things we want you to know about. And then we're going to talk about our big story tonight, which is, of course, what this podcast was really founded on, was discussion around the sanctity of black bodies, the irony,
lack thereof, I guess,
the complete disregard and lack thereof, and issues around justice, because we were raising 2 black boys in a society that seems to devalue and undervalue them constantly. And how do you survive that? And how do you not just survive it? How do you create whole beings that can go out and thrive in this atmosphere and still be the kings and scholars that they are? You know what I mean? So, okay. So let's just get that right. A Chinese space station is falling from the sky, guys. Okay, that's important to know. All right.
Whoa.
And we don't know where it's falling. Here's the thing. We don't know where it's falling, but we think it's going to be somewhere on the eastern seaboard. Is that a coincidence? Because we haven't been getting along with China. You know, there's been some things going on with China. I don't know if you heard, but our president, our potentate, slapped some tariffs on them, and they're not happy about it. Anyways, moving on. China met with North Korea. Sticking on the topic of China, China met with North Korea, and in anticipation, it seems like, of this announced meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-un. Okay, this is on the horizon. You remember about this, honey? Do you remember this meeting that Trump announced?
Yeah.
Right on the eve, basically right on the eve when Stormy Daniels was about to do 60 Minutes, coincidentally. So China and us aren't friends anymore. So China invited Kim Jong-un, after basically ghosting him for 6 years, suddenly invites him to have this elaborate dinner and invite and all this stuff, and tour around everywhere, basically to show who's in charge and who Trump is really dealing with when he meets with North Korea. I mean, it was shit like pictures of Kim Jong-un was taking notes when Jinping was talking and whatnot. I mean, real pimp stuff like that. It was very, very degrading. It was very, very degrading. Sticking on the topic of China, just getting on some more China stuff, just some brief stuff, kids. China's mining operation is being accused of destroying a village in Mozambique, because they've been in Africa for a while now. They've been investing money, building roads, basically so they can pull the resources out of the ground. And the resources we're talking about, it's beyond diamonds. It's not just blood diamonds anymore. It's all the electronics that go in your iPhones. It's all the electronics that we've come to depend on. All these rare precious metals, they only exist in a few places, right? And Africa is one of those places. So China is heavy up in Wakanda trying to get that vibranium, you dig? But they do not really like African people. They don't really have a great deal of regard for them. So it's that whole colonization shit again. And so anyways, that's all I got to say about China. They're on my shit list because I was reading these articles about Chinese people talking shit about Black Panther. And so until you do right by me, everything you think about, I'm just mad. I'm just not having it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not having it. Anyway. Moving on. And that's Chinese people, not Asian people. I love Asian people, okay? And also, I especially love my Asian American brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, they are also being co-opted in this never-ending battle around affirmative action. Asians are being used to fight affirmative action. It's crazy. It's crazy. So essentially, what they're doing is they're lumping Asians into the whole bucket of minority, which they are, right? And then saying, well, if these Asians can perform at this level, you know, why not? You know, why can't everyone else? That's one argument. The other thing is that because these Asians are all doing so well, and they have a quota for how many they want to let in, Asians are actually being penalized. They're being penalized. They have 100 and basically for they're getting 140-point penalty compared to white applicants, just because as a group, as a minority, they being treated as a group and lumped together. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine outperforming yourself into discrimination? This is how fucked up racism is that even if you're doing poorly and they say, well, maybe they need a little help, and you give them some help, then they say, well, you know, why couldn't they do it on their own? And then if you outperform and you kill it and you kill it and you kill it, then they say, oh, we got to stop letting all these Asians in there. We're not going to have room for these white people. Anyways, I just thought that was hilarious. Moving right along, Liberians, like a lot of other immigrants, are losing their protected status. Do you know what Liberia is, guys? Over 4,000 Liberian immigrants, mostly in Minnesota, are being told that they're losing their status. They've been here since the 1990s, when the country was undergoing like 2 civil wars. The Trump administration issued a memorandum ending the deferred enforcement departure. So they're telling these people to go back home because Trump be trumping. And it's not just them. It's like, since Trump has come in office, 5,000 Haitians, 27,000 U.S. Who have 27,000 U.S. born children, 200,000 Salvadorian immigrants. Of course, the courts are trying to fight this kind of thing, but it just goes to show you how clearly racist the agenda is. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's not even no one's even calling for these things to happen, and they're just going down a list of what are all the decent things we're doing for anybody who isn't a poor white male. Anyway, the reason I said, do you know what Liberia is because the interesting thing about Liberia is that Liberia is a country that was founded by ex-slaves.
Yes. So
they are literally telling them to go back to Africa twice. Anyways, I get excited. I'm sorry. Trump said he didn't like Amazon and it lost 7% of its share of its share price, and the greatness just keeps on coming. So, go Trump. I mean, this guy's like supposed to be the business president. I don't know.
Ben Carson rolls back Obama-era fair housing enforcement. That's completely unsurprising.
I mean,
but that seems like the only thing he's done since he was appointed the head of the housing.
Yeah, I mean, besides that,
head of the housing department.
That and blaming his wife for spending $30,000 on renovating their dining set.
Furniture.
Yeah. Those are about his two accomplishments. That's about it. Wonderful. Groupon was sued after using the N-word in the ad.
Is that's a new thing?
Yeah, this just happened. It's a whole brand new one. Just the article came out March 28th. Complex covered it. Complex giving us all that deep ass political news. Coupon site is dealing with a major PR problem after a listing for women's boots on the site used to the N-word. Apparently, nigger brown is a thing.
There was another advertisement. I don't remember the website, but I feel like it may have been maybe it was the same manufacturer because there was another apparel item and the color was nigger brown and people were like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And they had to remove it.
Yeah, that's
why I asked if it was a current issue, but I guess this is, at the very least, it's on a different retail website. Which is why it's coming up again.
I'm constantly shocked. I don't know what the confusion is. Maybe Little Dicky's new video is confusing people because I'm kind of still confused at if I'm offended by him writing a video in which he inhabits the body of Chris Brown and then says the word nigger counts as him actually niggering me. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a very complicated word. And then you got those girls who were on the bus, right? Did you see the video of the girls on the bus who were all singing the song Little Dicky? And
oh, I did not.
Oh, yeah, there's a bus of all the white girls who were all singing, and they were saying it too. So maybe there's confusion.
I never understand all the people who really shouldn't be saying the N-word who are saying it. Like, why? Because they know they shouldn't be saying it, and they know outside of their circle, or basically like if black people saw them, they would get shit. So why make a video and post it? That's the part, the logic that escapes me because. Fine, what you do with your friends, I don't fucking know, and it's really none of my business, and people are going to say inappropriate shit amongst their peoples.
It's kind of like...
So why would you then put up a video?
I'm sorry, you can't see my gesture on the podcast. It's kind of like a fuck you, it's really like a very offensive, it's an aggressive kind of, I've been really thinking about this lately, it's just like... Why do if it really is just about jobs in America and and making America great, why does the nastiness have to be there? You know what I mean? The nastiness is so inherent in when you do something like that because it hurts our feelings. Nobody wants to, niggas are bad. Niggas a harsh word. The only niggas the only people that should be able to say nigga are people that need an anesthetic. You know what I mean? Like if you're in the hood and you're living under incredibly harsh circumstances and you got this shared history of oppression and this kind of thing, it's a very N-word. When you say nigga, when I see my friend and I say, yo, what's up, my nigga, it's an anesthetic between us. It reminds us and diffuses the power of the word. It's a very special ritual. It only has that effect in that context. It has that effect in no other context, and I think that gets lost a lot in that discussion about the word. On another note, I thought this was just crazy. This really hit me hard. As a parent, so there was this two guys were having a conversation, he had one of the dudes was a father. He had his little girl, 3-year-old, stay in the car while he was talking to his friend, right? And the little girl wanted to come out with him, but he wouldn't let her. And then before they knew it, she had tried to crawl up between the seats, and she undid the emergency brake, and the car rolled back into a lake. All right. So then they both jumped into the lake to try to save her, and neither one of them could swim. So they got the baby out, and one of the friend got out, and the baby got out, but the dad died. Oh my fucking God. Hurt me to my soul. Can you imagine? I mean, in 2018, why can't we swim? What the fuck?
I just feel like if you and or your children are living near a body of water, you need basic water safety knowledge and skills. No one's saying you got to learn all the strokes. No one is saying that you need to do anything fancy. But basically know how not to drown. Know how to tread water. Or,
yes.
Get up to get air and yell real quick. Something.
Yeah. This stereotype.
And even more so, like, either as a parent, make sure you know enough to be able to save your child. Mm-hmm. And then more importantly, I think teach your child how to swim and save themselves. I mean, they have those classes where you can teach an infant how to roll over and float on its back.
Yes.
So that you can hear them crying
That's
if
right.
they fall into the pool. There's really no excuse to live near a body of water and just take it for granted that nothing's ever going to happen, because inevitably something will.
70% of the planet is water, and this stereotype is deadly, man. I mean,
so sad.
I've been growing up my whole life hearing people talking about black folk don't swim, and it's just ridiculous, man. They got us the first time on the boat, okay? We had to learn. From now on, everybody got to be able to swim, okay? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Beyonce? On the live.
It just happens so often. We hear these stories, and I don't know. You would kind of think like, when it happened to those kids near, it wasn't New Orleans, but it was in Louisiana, I forget the city, and all those kids kept jumping in trying to save each other, couldn't nobody swim, and they all died, they all drowned. I mean, that was like I'm over here in Cali, and I was like, you know what we gonna do? We gonna teach these kids how to swim.
Yes, indeed. I mean, we live by the Pacific Ocean. I mean, that ocean ain't nothing to play with. It ain't like the Atlantic. They get warm and balmy. It's cold and frothy, and you need to be able to handle it. So that was terrible. That was just really, really sad. Yeah.
Why does the headline say he took his eyes off of her?
Yeah.
And didn't see. That's the other thing too. I mean, I feel like if you have a child, okay, if you're in the car and you leave your child in the car for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Don't let the kid out of the car seat.
Or that.
You know what I'm saying? Because the child will climb around.
Is
the
all
child
about
will
the
go to the
storytellers.
driver's seat. They're going to pretend to drive.
Sure.
These are our stories
Don't
told
let
from
the
our
child
perspective with
who
our
doesn't
images in our
understand.
voices.
Don't move
And
this,
hasn't
don't
that
touch
always
that,
been
the
what
cartoon.
Ebony's
Don't
been
even
about?
Put them in a situation
I
where
know
they
last
could
year
release
around
the
this
parking brake.
time we were
I know
probably
a mom,
low-key
and her
depressed
son was
because of
probably
Oscars
like
so
7.
white. And so
he
we
was
are
doing
here
something in
tonight
the
to
car.
celebrate the fact
The car
that I
started
think we're going to
rolling
have an
back
Oscar so
out of
black
their own
based on all the
driveway.
great movies
She
and
damn
movie
near
makers that
killed
we
herself
have
running
in the
from
building.
her house
Kimberly
to get
Stewart.
in the driver's side
Thank you
to
so
press
much
the
for
brake.
being here. Raoul Peck,
Because even
join
though he
me
was
up
older,
here.
he was paralyzed.
Yes,
this
give it
year
up for
as
the
car
editor
started to
of
move.
Moonlight, Joy
And
Millet.
she really actually hurt herself. Her leg, just
Let me hear y'all make some noise right now.
to get in. But it was like, what if the car had rolled into the street? Could have hit a car driving by. So many things could have happened. And so again, don't leave the key in the, don't leave anything possible. Don't even leave any chance for that possibility of the car moving. And with a young child, definitely don't let them out of the damn seat.
Unbelievable.
And
or just take the baby. Just take the baby
or
with
just
you.
take them out.
Take the baby with you. Okay.
I think also we know our children. I have one son who will literally sit and read or sit on his iPhone. He's not trying to fuck with the car.
No.
He's not climbing into the seats. I have another child
who is
going
definitely
to spend the entire time trying to
might hotwire it.
unlock, get out of his car seat, which he probably knows how to do, even though I haven't seen him do it. I wouldn't put it past him.
Tonight is all
And
about
then,
the storytellers.
I hear background music playing.
These are our stories told from our perspective with our images in our voices. And hasn't that always been what Ebony's been about?
Give a round of applause, Miss Linda Johnson.
You hear background?
We
You
are
have some
so
background
thrilled
music
to be
playing?
able to be here
Oh, okay.
tonight and to partner with Apple Music.
Oh.
I know last
Maybe
year
so.
around this time we were probably low-key
Okay,
depressed
sorry, I
because
don't
of
know.
Oscars so white.
But
So we are here tonight to
yeah,
celebrate
no,
the
I just
fact
feel like
that I
A,
think
teach
we're
the
going to
kids
have
to
an
swim,
Oscar so black
B,
based on
yourself,
all the
you
great
learn how to swim so you
movies
can
and
save
movie
your own
makers that we
child,
have in the
C,
building. Kimberly
don't
Stewart,
put the child in any situation where they can move a 2,000-pound machine.
Raoul Peck, join me up here.
Some must be playing.
Yes, give it up for the editor of Moonlight, Joy McMillan.
Got it. Okay, got it. Thank you, folks. There was
Thank
something
you,
playing in another
sorry.
tab. Okay, I got you. It was like one of them pop-up autoplay things. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So that's just devastating. Damn.
Yeah, that's a sad. And then the thing is that there was another story that came out the same week, of a teen drowning, rescuing his younger brother. We don't have to
It's
belabor it,
amazing
but it's
to
just
me.
crazy.
I mean, I guess it's just like adrenaline and you want to save people, but it's like how everybody who don't know how to swim is jumping in.
I mean, that was brave. At least
Like,
they did
what
that.
do you think is going to
I mean,
happen,
but that was at least that
though?
was brave. They did have to save the baby, right? I mean, they had to
No,
save
but
the
I mean,
baby.
even with the teen.
Right.
So it's
right.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no rope. I don't know. I mean, hey, I haven't been in that situation, and I'm not really I'm not here to blame or anything, but if the instinct is to go in and save them, like, at what point are you like, I don't know how to swim? What is the outcome
Right.
going to be on this?
Right. What that?
It's I don't know. It's just a bad situation. It's like, it's such a bad situation. You really don't want to be in it. Make sure somebody can swim. Make sure you just keep a life jacket nearby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
if I don't know how to swim, then I would have like 10 things just like in my trunk. If I'm near water, where I have like a little life raft, something. Where, say, if I know I can't swim, I have like 3, 4, 5 options of how to save myself or someone else if we are near a body of water.
or I'm a
But
living,
I think like that.
or I'm a
like,
living Phoenix.
I think like that. Like, what the fuck am I
Yeah,
gonna do?
or I'm a living Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely not gonna put myself in a
But
situation.
there's pools, and you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, this idea that it's never going to happen or it's never going to be an issue is just being really short-sighted and kind of naive because it happens over and over.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Although I
it's
do
so
want to,
tragic.
it is tragic, and
And
I
it's
do,
kind of avoidable.
and yeah,
That's the frustrating
That's
part.
that's what frustrates me the most is that swimming is not a difficult to obtain skill. It's not like learning how to be an electrician or something like that. You ain't got to pay a lot of money to learn how to do it. So it's just a shame that something so trivial could be the cause. It's just a shame. Just a
Yeah,
goddamn
it
shame.
really is.
Every black person should learn how to swim. Go learn how to swim.
Every
y'all.
person.
Go to the YMCA. Sign up.
person.
Every person should learn how to
every
swim. Man.
color.
But when I say black, when I say black, especially, I mean like it's a cultural heritage. You owe it to you owe it to the ones that jumped from the boat because they knew. What was it? What's the quote? Because they knew that slavery, bondage was worse than death. Yes, I said it right. Yay me. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for a second because I'm not recording this.
Who's there?
Uh-oh. We just heard a little bump in the night. I don't know what that
Literally.
is. Okay.
Literally a bump in the night.
Literally a bump in the night. All right. So you heard about Hawaii's wants to build a statue of Obama, which is dope. But even more importantly, have you heard about Howard University
I heard there was
staffers
some
getting
drama
fired?
with Howard University and how, I just saw someone basically was saying like, how we gonna put them on blast because people already want to hate on HBCUs. That's always a fine
What?
line, it's like how you don't call out black people to other non-black people,
Right.
But then it's like, well, then like,
No. We got to hold our own even more accountable. We got to hold our
it's
even
kinda
more
like,
accountable.
well,
You see, I saw the pictures
it's
of the
not
guy.
just a council who is just like the black council where it's like we need to call out these black people internally.
Right. We
But
get called to
we
this.
don't have that.
We get called to
So-
this. We get called individually. It's like
do
religion.
we literally not call people out because they're black? Like, like I'm gonna call out R. Kelly, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, so I'm saying
flagrant
and
example.
there is no central decision making
That's what I'm
process.
saying. There's no
it's an
council.
organic. Yes, it's an organic kind of thing where everybody you vote by dragging. Like if you disagree, then you drag that person. You know, you just put it out there.
So
in
what?
the air.
I mean, they was just stealing funds.
So the people were working in the financial aid office, and they were giving themselves false grants and fake.
Oh my God,
Yes.
that's really bad.
Yes.
As if like the I mean I didn't go, but I feel like HBCUs was already struggling financially.
Listen,
It costs a lot to go to Howard.
I wanted to go to Howard.
That's really, really sad.
I
mean,
wanted to go.
That grant money could have gone to a
$500,000. $500,000. No, it was sorry. It was $1 million worth of funds, but one guy in particular, the worst offender, stole about $500,000
One
himself.
guy on his own?
One guy, and had the nerve to be on the gram stunting and shit. Had a big mink coat on and whatnot.
Back to this.
Unbelievable.
Is it just the young people? Is it just the millennials? Because if you, I mean,
Oh hell no! We were stealing.
This is how I know I'm old.
They learned it from
because
watching
back
us.
in the day, if you stole some money, it's like maybe I just grew up
Millie.
watching Goodfellas. It was like, don't go out and buy a motherfucking car. Don't go out and spend that money
Right.
on the heist.
I told you don't buy anything.
Right? Don't
Nothing.
go out and buy your wife jewelry. Don't go out and stunt, because then people are going to say, where the fuck did that money come
Yes,
from?
they will.
So if you're a
Yes,
broke
they
student
will.
or you just have this job in the office, how all of a sudden you going to have a mink? You going to have a this? You going to have a that?
Listen, you know what he said?
And why would you be on the gram?
He actually had the dude came back and said he had an answer. He said the reason that he could stunt that way is because he had a friend who was a fashion designer, another friend who was a photographer, and his mama taught him how to ball on a budget. I was like, I'm done. Y'all
Okay, you know what?
Y'all
I'm
Negroes
sorry.
have
You know
got
what?
everything covered.
I hope he goes to jail. I just want to be clear on that. But I secretly love him because oh shit. I think it's hilarious that he actually did think about what am I gonna say. I mean,
Listen.
it's the worst story ever, but
He
I feel
pre-alibied.
like people are so bad at this nowadays that I almost gotta give him like 2 snaps for even trying to come up with anything. I mean, it was almost good.
It was almost
He
there.
covered the money part. He covered the look.
Yes.
His friend.
Yes.
He covered the pictures.
Yeah.
And then my favorite part is, well, my mama told me how.
My mama taught me how to make it stretch. Listen, I'm clever.
And
She's
this doesn't
clever.
I have good taste. I like nice shit, okay? So it's like if I had money, I would buy something. I would buy nice stuff. But why a fucking mink?
I mean, it is literally,
What?
there's literally movies about it. Minx,
I wish I need a picture. I can't wait. I need a
hold on.
picture.
Oh, you
want
want to see? Hold on. Let me find
I
a picture.
do.
Let me find
Actually,
a picture. Keep stretching. While
I mean, that's just hilarious,
Yeah.
though, actually.
But that-
You know, my mom, she's so sweet. She's always like, ooh, if I had money, I would never pay for that. I would never pay that much for that. Me? That's not me. I started getting these ads on Instagram, these sponsored posts, and these amazing looking shoes. I'm kind of like menswear for women. So they were these dope Oxfords. And I was like, yes. I booked the commercial. I was like, when I get my check, I'm going to buy myself some nice shoes, thinking, I mean, up to like $100, which
Right.
to me is a lot because I'm broke. So that's not, I don't stunt like that. I never have, never could. So that was me doing the most. Why did I go to the website? These fucking Oxfords, all of them start at $400. What the fuck are $400 Oxfords? I don't even understand. Why are they fucking with me? Why? I had my hopes all high. And then the tagline is like, for women who mean business. And so the whole time I'm like, yes, bitch, I mean business. I'm about to stunt in this meeting. Not that I have meetings right now, but if I did, I'm going to walk through my day like I am going to have a meeting and fucking taking names. $450 for some goddamn Oxfords. So, yeah.
There it is. Look at this.
Whoa!
Look at this. Nigga.
Can we put that on the?
I can't. Yeah.
What? Sorry. Oh shit. Sorry. Okay, I just got the full effects
of
this man's look.
Yeah.
He had a full length mink with his hunter rain boots.
Let me get it.
Cheesing, smiling while he's really happy.
Yeah, he's doing the
He
most.
was like, I am warm as fuck. He was like, bring it, Nor'easter.
Can you see this, y'all? Oh,
He
my
said,
goodness.
bring it. I am ready.
Yes, he is doing the mostest, the absolute mostest. Well, you go back to this.
He said, 5 Nor'easters ain't got shit on me.
And the boots, he got the boots stuck out. Like, look at this right here. Look at these red bottoms. Look at these red bottoms right here. Do you see what I'm walking on? I'm walking on bloody. I'm walking on bloody bottoms right now. No,
but
I mean,
you know what? That's terrible, though. That's another reason. I don't know. I don't have that mentality where it's like, I can knowingly steal knowing it's coming out of other people.
well,
out
look,
of what other people need.
I genuinely wanted to.
really
Look,
can't.
I was going to go to Howard. Like, that was definitely on my list of things. Did you see it, Tosh?
Our
Did you
live
give it?
Facebook watchers were able to view this man's Instagram.
Listen,
and
you
enjoy.
need to go out there and Google this
Wow.
picture because he is.
What's his
he
name?
is
Tell our listeners
Tyrone.
the man's name.
He
so if they
also
want
one of the
to
blackest
partake.
names ever.
Tyrone Hankerson Jr.
All right, Tyrone Hankerson
Well,
Jr.
Tyrone, I hope you don't get too many years in prison.
Lord have mercy, man. I hope it was worth it. I mean, they're
seriously,
definitely
I hope
making
that
a BET movie about him.
I hope that mink. I hope you slept in that shit because
Yes.
your life is fucking ruined.
I
for at least the next 10 years.
I 1000% cannot wait to see the BET adaptation of this film. It is going to be going to be everything. It is going to be everything.
Jesus.
Okay.
Woo! Okay, that was that laugh. What else we got? What else we got?
Back to the. Oh, let me get back to the thing. Back to it.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay.
So let's get into the real story tonight, y'all. Okay, this is the unpleasant stuff.
Yeah, let's go for the downer, and then we can bring it back up with some lighthearted.
Some arts and entertainment
Is that
stuff.
cool? Yeah.
But we got to talk.
We're gonna talk about the big story, which is
Stephon Clarke. Stephon Clarke.
We have to.
Because it even just came out today after the autopsy report that he was shot 8 times and 6 or 7 of the bullets, depending on which source you read, were in the man's back.
Back, neck, side. Not a one was in the front, which implies that he was not doing anything menacing. He wasn't even facing them.
He
so
wasn't even facing them. How can you see a gun?
A threat.
How could there be a
well,
gun?
they saw. I mean, that's not even that. How can you be threatened by someone who is not approaching you?
This is what I'm saying.
Who is not looking at you? Who doesn't even really know you're there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody has their back to you, how do you even see that they have a gun?
Well,
like there's like you.
But did
you
you read how first they thought it was a crowbar? Well, of course they had to, because the whole call was about someone breaking into cars on that block.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So if somebody, in theory, breaking into cars and then they run away, they might run through a backyard.
Right. That's probable cause. That's theoretically.
All of it is not like outside of the realm of possibility. Somebody trying to jump through the backyards and get away.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't understand at what point we don't say, police.
Yes.
Drop your weapon.
That's all we saying.
Hands up.
That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
Hello.
Yep.
You.
Yep.
Guy there.
That's all I'm saying.
Like something
Where's
to
that
indicate who the fuck you are and what the fuck you're doing, knowing that he's not even looking at you.
And also disturbing is on the video, which I did not watch. I didn't watch. I'm not into death porn. But I read the description of it, and right before they start shooting, they turn their cameras off.
Oh, I heard there were body cam talking about. Then how'd they get the video? There was a body cam video.
No, there is up until the point, and then it cut. Hold up. Make sure. There was body cam footage, and then they go mute.
So yes, he is in his grandmother's backyard on the phone.
Right.
And how many of us just been on the phone in our own yard, heard some helicopters, heard sirens, and you kind of like, something going on. I wonder what's going on.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Hold up, what is shit? What time
So it's so true. I mean, it's
anyway. That's not. I don't even want to. I don't want to be belaboring that.
Such a gut.
So there's been
gut punch because he was so young. What, 23?
Right.
He has 2 young children.
Show me your hands.
Extremely young children who are now left without a father.
Hold on, my bad. Hold on. It's
I was told that.
He
Came from
was
a man
unarmed.
who wrote it
The
on prison
gun
wall
was not a
just before he
crowbar,
died.
was not anything. It was a cell phone. And for them to not follow the proper protocols, I mean, in my opinion, and even the grandma said, like, how come? I mean, I'm so... Okay, you got to go through some training. I mean, even if it's subpar, you do go through some training. So what happened to stop or we'll shoot, or shoot him in the leg, or, you know, all of those things.
Well,
like,
they did.
The type of, like, open fire that they did to murder him would imply that he was charging at them. You would think.
Yeah.
Like in the movies, and I know this is bullshit, but in the movies, you basically shoot like that when somebody's coming at you.
Yeah.
So when they're not even looking at you, why would you still shoot to that degree, that amount? I mean, you basically could have walked up on him. What's that?
I don't know what this, but this coming from.
Now I hear music.
That, boom. Ebony,
you know,
Ebony
why
keeps
would
sending us
you?
commercials.
I mean, have the Sacramento Attorney General even made a statement yet about? I know, of course, there's an ongoing investigation. They're on administrative paid leave.
Yep.
I mean, I just have no faith in the justice system to even charge these officers, much less convict them.
I don't know. I'm
especially considering in the same week that they just decided to not charge the officers who killed Alton Sterling.
I was conflating, I made a mistake about the body cam footage. I was conflating another story that I read about where some officer had actually muted the body cam and turned it off right before they started firing. In actuality, they captured the whole bloody event in this instance. Yeah, that I'm mixing up slaughters. I'm mixing up.
I think says all that needs to be said. I mean, I really don't understand how people don't understand what we would say Black Lives Matter when we can't even keep up with the different stories of police shootings of unarmed Black people.
It's so staggering. I mean, I just
Don't you
can't.
think that means a problem?
I can't stop looking at the words under this video. I can't watch the video, but it's like the police are screaming, "Show me your hands! Show me your hands!" And it's like, in that moment, when you're surrounded by police and they say, "Show me your hands," how quickly do you want me to show them?
But also, okay, it says here, police can be heard screaming, "Show me your hands, gun, gun, gun." That means you fucking can see his hands. That means you see his hands. And
I'm saying, like,
you
exactly.
see a gun.
Like in that moment, as that man, what decision can I make that saves my life?
If you see a gun, because you're saying gun, 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 wouldn't you say, put down your gun?
Right. Drop your gun.
Drop your gun.
Drop your gun.
We're the fucking police. We're going to fucking shoot you.
That's
if
what
you
they say on TV. On TV, they say that.
I mean,
I'm not a real cop or nothing, but I mean, like, that's, I mean, even
like,
I know that on TV they say, drop your gun.
If you're the type of person that can't think logically when the pressure's on, when you let your adrenaline take over, when you let your fear take over, and you can't follow the protocol, why the fuck are you a police officer? I know I couldn't do it. I would, if I saw a mask, I'd be like, gun, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an overreaction. That's how I know I'm not going to take that job, because I would be terrible at it.
And
just go work at Walmart.
Well, yeah, that's the other question.
It's just where you don't have the opportunity to shoot at people because you're scared.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I want to even say, like, I assume these officers were white, but it's not like only white officers.
In this case, it's not. I don't even know what color.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It could have been 5 black officers.
Yeah, I don't.
They
even
are
know.
in the wrong, and they should be convicted of murder.
Absolutely,
because
The only reason I brought that up is because sometimes I also feel like the issue is that you can't police people that you're afraid of. It's not like that they may be maybe they're good police officers if they only have to deal with white people. You know what I mean?
Well, right, they do. That's come up before where it is very difficult to be a good police officer in a community where you are scared of the majority of the people who live in that community.
Right.
Because you don't understand the culture. You don't have that relationship where you can talk with people. Your first instinct is going to be of fear, is going to be of danger, is going to be of some sort of criminal activity. When you see a group of people, you're going to think, oh, that's a gang.
Right.
Instead of just like people hanging out. I mean, that happened to me. I was at the train stop, and there was a fight. And the white people on the platform above
we talked about this on the podcast.
We're we're going to call the police. And I see, but I was black. I was like, okay, even if it is a fight.
Yeah.
Why would we call the police? Kids can't fight anymore? That's the thing now?
Right. Exactly. Ain't nobody pulled a gun or a knife or anything like that.
I think, and it wasn't just because they were white. It could have been any color. They automatically assumed criminals, gangs, drugs, call the police. And I said, hey, sometimes young people have a disagreement. Yeah. And until I see something that lets me know that it's a criminal activity, I don't think we should call the police. Because, and I said to everyone there, even to my friend who was thinking kind of like, oh yeah, call the police. I said, hey, the police come. They're not going to say, hey, you're the good guy, you're the bad guy. I can tell. They're going to say, all y'all is fucking bad guys.
That's right.
Get in the car.
That's exactly right. They're not.
And at the end of the day, there literally was no fight. They argued, they raised their voices, and then they all walked away. Yeah, that's right. That's because what gets lost in that conversation sometimes is that mere exposure to the criminal justice system is toxic for certain complexions. Just can I have that, please?
Yeah, you don't have to be guilty or innocent or in the right or the wrong. You just got to be exposed.
It's all. I mean, there's certain things for all of us. I mean, if I go into a store in a certain neighborhood, I'm a black woman. They gonna think I'm stealing.
Hey, Vanessa, shout out on the live jump.
When the real people who might be stealing might not look like me at all.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, look at Winona Ryder. That bitch couldn't get any whiter, and she went to Saks Fifth Avenue. You know, she's not stealing because she broke. She's still, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Again, it's the assumptions you make about people.
So, Stephen has a brother, and he has been very vocal, and he's been very public since his brother passed. I mean, which I completely understand. There has been some...
They shut down the 5 freeway, I believe it was.
Yeah, there has been some conversation about the degree of turntness that he sometimes brings.
He was super turnt when he disrupted the Sacramento City Council meeting.
Let me show you what I'm talking about.
I was kind of shocked at the same time because he sat. We'll show you.
Yeah,
they went in shouting his name, Stephen Clarke. Stephon. Yeah, we've been saying it wrong.
I'm sorry, I've been messing the brother's name up.
Yeah, I was like, who is this?
This dude is getting jiggy in the room.
You know
Look
what?
at it.
His pants were sagging. He came in there and he sat up on the desk, the platform.
Yeah, he a wild boy.
And it was wild. It was super turnt. And I think our instinct in this society that we have been trained is to be like, oh, Jesus. Oh my goodness!
You can hear it. They turn into like a club.
These niggers are disruptive, but it's not a club. They're loud and they're in.
But they're bringing the energy. They're bringing that same energy that they. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing that same energy that they.
But it's not like a party vibe.
No.
But what I love about it, and what I think was effective, they brought that energy and that passion and that anger because how else are you supposed to act? The police that our tax dollars pay for murdered my brother at his home. How am I supposed to walk in like, hey guys, excuse me, I was just wondering if I could come in and say something about... No doubt. They didn't offer him that respect to be like, hey man, we're going to roll up in your backyard. No. True. So I think if there was any case for them to just bust the door open, stomp down the aisle and jump up on the platform, this was it. Even if they got arrested or forcibly removed, this is the time. When else can you get angry?
Truth. And I when I comment on the flair that they're doing it with, I like that. I like the flair with which they're doing it. I like the fact,
as well, because I've been here a long time. They have trained me to be like, oh dear.
I like the fact that they do not look. They're mourning, but they do not look beaten. They don't look humbled. They don't look ashamed. They look like, this is who I was. This is who I am. This is how we're gonna mourn. It's a very warrior spirit.
Anger.
It's a very warrior spirit.
It's very righteous anger, and I think that it won't affect everyone the same way.
Right.
And what I really appreciated about it, him disrupting that meeting in the way that he did, was not for them, everyone there. It was for him. It was for his brother.
That's right.
And that is what is powerful about it to me. He said,
really,
I'm not going to come in here, city council people, and ask and wait my turn to speak at the dais, whatever that fucking
I'm not going to
is.
show. I'm not going to show this institution
any respect, because no respect was shown to my brother.
No respect was shown to me, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, I feel that. I like this new generation of unapologetic, swaggering.
And I don't know what happened after, but I appreciated the fact that what looked like the chair didn't immediately ask that they be physically removed by the officers or the bailiffs.
Yeah.
They kind of gave them some space
they
shout
did.
for at least a minute or two.
Well, also they understand. They also understand what the alternative is.
Well, exactly. I mean, at this point, I don't know whether they care about PR or not, but at the very least, they know it's a bomb waiting to go off in their city at this point.
Yeah, exactly right.
So the very least you can do is let his brother come in and be loud and be upset and be essentially in mourning.
Smartest thing they did. Absolutely the smartest thing they did.
So I'm just waiting to hear that no charges will be filed, because I have no hope.
To
be completely honest,
I wish I did have more hope, but like Van Jones says, sometimes, like when it comes to social justice, sometimes California's like Calabama. We're very liberal elite when it comes to our little coastal enclaves, and but the rest of the country, where they grow the food, you know what I mean? They are not all smiley, happy liberals doing yoga and whatnot. You know what I mean? They like cowboys out there with guns and whatnot. Who want to keep want to keep Mexicans from coming across the border. California is not all sweet. So yeah, I don't know, but at the same time, even in this instance where Alton Sterling's killer is not being held accountable, criminally speaking, but at least I did just read that he was fired. That after having been on administrative leave for however long this has been, I'm assuming with pay, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming he's been getting a check this whole time and not having to work, basically. Which I could be wrong. Somebody can come out there and hold me accountable for that. I don't know. But he did just get fired. So is that justice? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Is it enough that he lost his job that he can't police anymore? It just feels weak.
To me, no, because he can still legally own a gun and kill somebody else.
True.
And depending on the circumstances, very likely, again, not be charged with murder or not be convicted of murder. So to me, it's not.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like, if they slapped on, you can never legally own a gun after that, that means something to them.
Yeah, yes.
Because it's becoming very apparent. Owning a gun means something.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up, because
a lot of white people.
I have been going through it for the last. I've been going through it with this gun conversation for the last 2 days, with some good white friend of mine that I've known for since 4th grade. And still
every fucking time you guys do this.
But I'm at a different level. I'm at a different zen level now with it, because I used to get really mad and in my feelings and froth at the mouth. And now I just be hitting them with Socratic zen bullets. I just be like, so you think you think you should be able to have anything you want at all times? Is that a reasonable supposition to have about the world? Or you think the Second Amendment, just because it's a law, a law is right for all time. I mean, like shit like that. Like if you hit them with the yes or no questions, if you get to the root of it and you just wade through and don't respond to all the angry, fear-mongering Fox News, Breitbart bullshit that they're literally like copying word for word off of their, like in their minds or whatever. If you don't respond to that, they got really no argument. There's really no substance. It's really just sort of a fear of change, a fear of their center of reality, their center of gravity being dislocated. It's the same fear as the browning of America, man. It really is an existential dread of being displaced. All these alt-righters, what do you hear whenever they're talking about, whenever they're protesting, you will not replace us. You will not replace us.
Actually, we will.
We will. Because you
that's
said
that's the bullshit right there. Is they actually think no matter what Trump passes, no matter how many tax bills they pass, no matter where the money flows, literally they will die. And what I love about Parkland, Black Lives Matter, all of these groups they're being spearheaded by the youth. So what was come to my mind at the forefront recently with the Parkland shooting, a lot of these kids who are speaking out, they will be 18 in the fall of this year to vote in the midterm elections. I feel like every kid who can't vote this year can vote in 2 years, in 2020, for the presidential election.
Boom.
Then we have the next generation, which is like our son.
Yep.
Or at least 2 generations, or that's the next generation. But in 2 elections after, he will be able to vote. And he already is like, what? Like, he already has a different mindset and view and perspective on the world.
He's already at least certainly anti-bully.
Who gets what, and that power structure is already upended. So it's not just people of color replacing old white people. It is the youth replacing these older generations who have these limited ideas of who can get what and who should be in charge of what.
Yeah, I definitely think that guns are like a cross. In the same way the cross is a symbol of Christianity. The guns are something of this quasi secular religious symbol for them, because what are they really going to do with it? It's like you're not really going to fight the U.S. government in case there's some sort of civil war. That's not really going to happen. They got drones. Boom. They're not even going to show up. It's like Tony Stark. They're just going to send the Iron Man armor after you and blow your ass up, and that's it. And that's the end of that revolt. You're not going to you ever seen these guys? And when you see the guys who actually are the ones who are pro-gun or whatever, it's never like some guy with a master's degree or whatever who's organized and trained and really learned and figured out how to do this stuff, or somebody from the military who's actually served long tours of duty and been in wars and whatever. It's never those guys. It's always this guy who I go hunting with my friends and
But even if they were trained, okay, like the militia in Oregon or wherever it was, there was like, fuck it, we gonna take this land. And when they had the stand and all that, it was like the government, gave them a pass and basically humored them. It was like, all right, whatever your name is, we're gonna let you pretend to take control of this little area. But because at the end of the day, if they want to bomb the fuck out of you and kill you, they will.
That's what I'm saying.
If you truly threaten them in any real substantial way, or they believe you to be a threat, they will kill your ass.
You're done.
And I think that is the biggest lie that these older, primarily white people in this generation are holding on to, that they really thought that the power and strength of America belonged to them.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It has always been the government. But that was the trick America pulled on everyone. This whole idea of democracy and each guy gets a piece. It made you think that it was yours. But it's a fucking global superpower. It was never fucking yours.
Well, that's absolutely true. Another way to articulate that, though, is like what John Kennedy said. it's not about what your country can do for you. It's about what you can do for your country because of what your country has already done for you.
Well, look, they killed that nigga, so...
yeah, I'm saying, but like...
But
yes.
my point is...
But like...
They didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, nobody
was like, oh, right? Oh,
right.
JFK, you right.
Absolutely.
The old white people, they were like, you right. No. The old white people were like, you know what?
You talk too much.
We don't like the sound of that.
Yeah,
so you know what we're going to do?
Much.
We're going to kill you, and we're going to kill your fucking brother, too.
That's right. They will, but like in the future, what I'm saying is like in the future, what they're afraid of being replaced by is simply the future. That's why the Democratic Party is the biggest party. It isn't because they're the best party. They're full of shit as the Republicans are. But the Democratic Party had the wisdom to say, okay, everybody can join. We don't give a fuck who you are. We will fight. We will at least play lip service and pander to your cause. That we will at least do that. We will pass one law out of 20 that has something to do with you, and we will at least pretend like we are fighting for you. The Republican side is literally saying, I don't think that it's the Confederate flag doesn't strike me as racist at all. I don't see what the problem is, and why are you guys so upset? I don't see race at all. In fact, I just think we're all one big, American, like that shit. And
I mean, we're battling it out now, Republican, Democrat, whatever bullshit. But the real struggle will come after basically the old dinosaurs, racist bullshit dies out, and it's mostly progressives, right? And versus more fiscally conservative. Then that's when the real battle will come out. Because then it's all people who basically agree that everybody should have a decent quality of life. And we shouldn't shit on any one group. But then it's like, well, how is this going to work out exactly? And then there's the people who are really about equality and equity and inclusion and diversity. And then there's going to be people like, yeah, well, I do think maybe I should have this big house.
That might be.
Have this. And I just think that's generations to come. I think like that's something that like our kids are going to work it out. Because right now they're like, oh, we're cool. Like, hey, we get it. We're woke. Parkland kids are like, hey, you know what? We totally get that the black kids who've been saying the same things that we're saying about gun violence are not getting heard by the media.
They're speaking on that.
They're on the right. I know. So they're like on the right side of history, right? So what happens when those kids are 40, right? Yep. And they have their jobs and they have their money and there's new issues about really what is inclusion and equity. Well, I think that is when the hard debate is going to come, because it's not so black and white, right versus wrong. It's more like, well, I want everyone to have something, but now we got to parse it out. Like, well, how much do you get and how much do I get and what I got to work for and what you got to work for and what you do and what you do.
Well, that's an interesting paradigm as well. There's another one that's recently come to the fore. Now there's a conversation about the future being a dialogue or a struggle between essentially well-educated Brahmins and nativists, basically globalist Brahmins and nativist populists is what this guy, who I can't remember his name, but I was just reading the article in the Atlantic or something, and it was talking about how society is breaking up essentially around rich, well-educated people and essentially people who don't go to school and stay where they are born.
Right, the elitists.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Elite, the global elite, and but we would be included in that global elite because we live
we're college educated.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
Left home.
Right. But when I think of our lives like as being elite, to me it's laughable. But from another perspective, that is the widening divide, because our children are going to have opportunities, are growing up in a place where they're going to have opportunities to travel.
Not even just our children. We ourselves are already. I see it so clearly. Yeah. I've traveled outside of the country. My passport's up to date. You've traveled outside of the country.
My passport needs to be
up to date.
Is it? I think.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But you've been to Europe. You've been here. You've been there.
I have.
You know what I'm saying? We've both been to college
and plan to go other places.
You know, would you just say you buy bullshit electronics because you can?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We put a podcast out because we can. Yeah, I know.
So it's very obvious to me that I'm on that side of things.
And that's what I'm starting to feel the most.
I don't feel rich. I don't ball. I can't afford $450 Oxford.
I also don't feel guilty. I think also is a part of it as well because.
Oh, are we supposed to go?
Well, I think
Whoops,
inherent.
I didn't.
I think inherent in some of the conversation is that the populists, right? These poor people, these nativists. The nativists is how I put it. These nativists are they're angry because they're having to compete against people who are moving across oceans, who are moving across countries, states, and bringing skills that they're finding difficult to compete with. And the question is, really at some level, can everyone do what everyone else can do? What is the limit of equality? Like,
I think
every born in the world.
We've lost that. Our current generation with the tech boom and the internet, everyone was like, yes, technology.
Everyone can be rich and powerful and everything.
Everyone should know. Everyone should go to college. Everyone should learn technology. And now I saw an article. I don't have it pulled up or anything, but some youth are going back to trade schools, and I'm like, thank God. We need electricians.
True.
We need plumbers.
True.
These are highly skilled trades that we desperately need. We can't let it phase out. Not everyone needs to be a computer engineer.
Yep.
Like we have that. We're good. And there's room for that. And electrical engineer, when you work your way up to the top, it's a good paying job. What the fuck? You have a good partnership with some contractors.
No, you hitting on what I'm thinking about.
You can buy your house.
Yeah.
You can pay it off.
Yep.
You can send your kid to college.
Yep.
What you fucking talking about? And you know what I love? I wave at my trash man every fucking week. Because I don't think I've ever seen a more thankless job than picking up the trash.
Possibly not.
I saw a headline in New York where, all that trash I don't live there. I don't know how it is now, but I know back in the day, the trash was just like on the corner. They had to get out and dump it. What's that movie?
It still looks like that.
Right? Exactly. So they are literally touching all the shit you can't wait to get rid of.
Yeah.
Okay. And they get paid, but like that is such a necessary job in the society.
You know what else?
And why can't we let them know that we value them?
You know what else though? You know what else?
Jesus Christ. You know
what? That's exactly a perfect metaphor for government.
At the feet of
that's a perfect
Mark
metaphor for
Zuckerberg,
government. Yeah.
And he's fucking selling all our shit.
No. We take
all
it for granted.
All our shit is out there.
We
need to be saying, hey, you don't have to be a computer. You like this, you want to be of service, this is what we need. And that's the other thing too, and I think that and to in my opinion, that's why the populists, the poor people, the whatever, they also have a small degree of righteous anger. It is being expressed in the wrong way, because it's not immigrants and Mexicans and black people that are doing it to you. It is the society that no longer values all the areas that people can contribute. We don't value the artists. We value celebrity. We don't value the service industry. We treat people like shit, and we only worship at the feet of technological gods and celebrities. That is the bullshit. That is why they have a right to be.
We worship at the shiny and new. We worship at the altar of the shiny and new. And the trash man is a perfect example of, because now they're talking about regulating Facebook as a utility, and the trash and the electricity and the gas and all of the stuff that we've always needed our whole lives, which are actual utilities, right? These are the actual utilities that are regulated and that we need to depend on, but we don't give a fuck about those anymore. When electricity came out, it was the shit. When electricity came out, it was the shit. When toilets came out, when you could take a shit.
Oh my god, indoor plumbing?
It was literally the shit. Okay.
That's the other thing too. I think
that's government, y'all. That government makes that possible.
I think some of the poor people, some of these people who are so angry, if they spent 2 weeks, I don't care. It doesn't have to be in a third world country. You don't have to be on vacation or wherever. 2 weeks without indoor plumbing.
Oh no.
Fuck it. 1 week.
Yeah, forget about it.
Okay.
Revolt.
1 week without indoor plumbing, where I went to my grandpa's house. He still lived, God rest his soul, in a country in Jamaica. And I was like, so how does hot water work? They was like, there's no hot water. I said, excuse me, come again? I, at 19 years old, had hot boiling water poured into a tub, and then I had to wash myself. And then one day that weekend, I went to the neighbor's house because she had indoor plumbing. But it wasn't like at my house right now where I turn it on and the hot water comes out. You had to go and turn on the hot water heater. She did not run that shit every day.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
But she had it.
Right.
So we take it for granted. The trash, the hot water, all of it. And
1,000%.
I think if all these people yelling and screaming about their guns and all the shit that they didn't have and who took what and all the fucking immigrant, fuck that. Appreciate what the fuck you got.
That's right.
And know that this government and everyone who fucking lives here helps you to live the life that you lead.
And know that's where your taxes are going. All right, that's where your taxes actually. When they give you the tax cuts and the tax breaks, and then the next year the streets ain't paved, and kindergarten, pre-K has been shut down, and there's no more free lunch at the school. Now you know why. Okay. Anyway,
I love some of the comments from our Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Live viewers are really great, and they're saying in regards to like bringing back coal. You know, that ship has sailed. And it's like, and as this person is saying, why not train them in regards to how to apply and utilize renewable energy? Can you go back? I wanted to read the comments.
Sorry. Just make sure
no
we were
problem.
still broadcasting. And,
you know, so if you're angry and you want to, basically you're angry and you want to make money. Okay, it's just, I mean, just sit them down and be like, hey, coal is really not coming back, but what we do got are these solar panels. So we'll pay you the same rate, adjusted for inflation, of what you would have made, and get this, it's better for your health. I mean, America will sell you anything, everything. We could sell them whatever we wanted. The point is they don't want to convince people that the future is good for them or that it could be good. And I love, another viewer said that her grandfather owned his own janitorial company. He created a business in Beverly Hills, and his favorite saying was, ask the maid and the janitor what's going on with the company. They'll know everything. Execs and the privilege ignore their presence. Exactly. And you know, that's the truth if I ever heard it, because you know who I get all my neighborhood tea from? My mail carrier.
True.
I talked to Miss LaRonda. And she has the biggest route in the area, I came to find out. She literally knows everything. She knows everything about my neighborhood for about a mile radius because of her route. I was talking about a neighbor I knew from school, a parent. She said, oh, I know that street. That's my route. And I said, oh, so you know this? And she knew about the this. And then there's a big construction project going on my street. She knew exactly what they had paid for it. What? How do you know what this private company paid to the city for this plot of land? How is that possible, LaRonda? My 2-year-old, every time she delivers mail, now he says, that's your friend. He does not say, oh, that's the mail lady or that's the mail. He said, that's your friend, Miss LaRonda. I said, yes, it is. And today my older son was out. He was like, mommy. And I was like, say hello. He said, hi. He didn't even really look at it. I said, I said, And he was mad because he wanted to talk about, I don't know, the Pokemon. He said, that's your podcast, whatever. Said, but, and she laughed about it because, you know, she's seen them grow up. And I'm like, hey, she's a woman. She is a human. She brings us mail. Let's be thankful. And yes, I'm having a conversation with her. And I always try to stay on her good side because she brings my packages. She brings our mail. She looks out for us if we got to check. Ain't nothing getting stolen off of my route. Not when LaRonda's here. And I do get all the information. So I agree. I feel like a lot of people.
Post office.
I feel like a lot of people overlook. Hey,
constitutionally protected job.
I can't speak for everybody.
Okay.
Some people come really late. They fuck it up.
What I'm saying is, but it's constitutionally protected job.
And I just think that to
Constitution
her point,
says gotta be a post
Tasha's
office.
point is that we overlook the people in service. We overlook the people that come by our house every day.
Amen.
In a somewhat menial job, but they're human beings, and if we talk to them, could be surprised at what we still have to gain from the interaction.
I agree absolutely. My philosophy at its heart is about service. All work is service. If it can't help somebody else, then it's useless. It has actually no currency. The real currency of the universe is is helping other people.
And one last thing I'll say in regards to what we're talking about right now, and I think on the like parenting tip, I found out on accident the name of the woman who cleans up at my son's school. She basically is there all day. It's like 100-something, 200-something kids in like 3 little bathrooms, and it's always disgusting. And she just basically goes up and down the whole day. And her name is Norma. So I remember because my mother's name is Norma. Every time I see her, I say, "Thank you, Norma." She is cleaning the bathrooms that my son has to use. She is doing everything in her power to keep that facility from being overrun with norovirus, which we were just dealing with, and whooping cough and all the fucking gross ass shit that kids bring with them from all the different homes.
Oh my God.
And I always wonder, like, of all these parents with all their money and all their entitlement and all of their feelings and all their mindfulness and social emotional curriculum and this and that and all the fucking shit that dominates the bullshit conversations that we have at this school, how many of these people know this woman's name?
Hot damn.
I just have a feeling it's not a lot.
That's a good one.
I fucking think that bitch.
I think that's a really
every time
good
I see her.
point.
I really want to like hug her. I was like, "Yo, Miss Norma, please have a good week off." I know she got kids. That's her job.
I wonder if she gets paid for time off.
Oh shit!
Because sometimes when people getting vacations, vacation ain't vacation for
No,
everybody.
she ain't got no, that's not a paid time off.
Yeah,
job.
sometimes it's a furlough. For some people, it's
But
just a
you know
furlough.
what? I wouldn't be surprised if they had her come in at least half her schedule.
Yeah.
And because it's still that's like the opportunity for her to really get in there and clean at her own pace.
Yeah, I hope so.
And not deal with all the kids. Yeah, no, they can't put her off the whole week. That's
I
fucked
guess we
up.
should ask. We should ask. Be like, y'all,
I
did
know.
y'all, did y'all pay?
I'm
Did y'all
like,
pay
I'm like,
Norma?
I'm real quick. I'm like, Norma, you weren't.
Yeah.
They paid you last week, right?
I say they ain't say y'all.
That might be a little too much. I mean, I would do it though, but I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. Like, Norma, they pay you.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. You know, some friends came through to drop off one of Langston's buddies to play, and they were talking to me, and she's one of the founding parents at our school, and she was like, do you think you're gonna leave Langston in for middle school, or whatever?
She asked you. Oh, she knew not to ask me.
And I said,
she I got one foot out the door.
And I said, wait, I don't know. I'm kind of a set it and forget it kind of guy, but Mel is really in charge of those kind of things. I know my position. I play tambourine on that one, and but she's like, well, oh, I guess you're riding it out unless the school messes up big time. And I was like, and I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what it even means for a school to mess up. That's not part of my experience growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they molesting the children? Are they beating the kids? Like, I don't know what that means.
Because she knows you don't know. She knows you don't know. You are not the main person involved in the school.
I'm like, are they hurting the children?
This is
what
why
has a school family? I don't understand.
She knows that you don't fucking know.
No, I know. I know she called me out.
She would say, this is why it's shady to me. She knows you don't know. But what did she do? She asked you, the person who doesn't know, to try and get information, but she went out of her way to not ask me.
But you know what?
That's how I know she really don't want to know. This is why I be like, these people really don't respect me. They don't really see me because you're not willing to actually deal with me as a human being.
Oh no!
I'm fucking here.
I think they see you.
You are scared to say it.
Scared. I don't think they don't see you.
But
I think
I'm not
they
a
see
scary
you.
person.
Yeah, you're a little scary. Mel.
Well, then you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
No, I can be scary, but I'm not scary all the time. But you know, actually, no.
Mel literally has black witchcraft books.
Fuck that. Because you know what they're scared of? The fact that I speak the truth. I don't play all your fucking games. That is not scary.
But you see, the thing is, I was realizing the truth is like chocolate.
I don't fuck with bitches that are scared of people who are just honest and forthcoming because I am actually a very loving, caring person. And there are people who are willing to deal. Is the child out here?
No, I'm looking for the wine.
There are people who are willing to talk with me, even if we don't agree. That's my point. We don't have to be best fucking friends. We don't have to agree. Like, we're not the same. You live in a house that is worth millions of dollars. I'm a renter. You know what I mean? Like,
we had that conversation
totally
too.
Different experience, and so there is really nothing about my experience. Now, intimidating, yes, I can be intimidating, but scary, no.
Intimidating. Okay, intimidating is a better
You know
word
what I'm
than
saying?
intimidating.
Okay.
Intimidating is a better but worse word.
But more so. But at the end of the day, why? That's their shit. That's their own fear. That's something you did to somebody. That's
Yeah.
That's like my neighbor. I got a 96-year-old Mexican woman who lives a block away. She walks by my house 2-3 times a week, anytime it's sunny, and she say hello. She fucking makes cookies. This is a stranger.
They are delicious.
She brings cookies. And she says it for my son. Me and Yaza eat them.
I'm about to say.
Me and my son walked by her house the other day, and she came out, and she was like, "Oh, hey, let me. I wish she's like, let me give you an avocado from my tree." This old lady ran to her backyard, got me some avocados. She said, "Oh, I wish I had some cookies." I said, "Oh, it's okay." She said, "Oh, wait, let me find." She found some old like crusty ass cookies, shortbread cookies that she bought and just threw them in a Ziploc. And of course, I was raised right. I don't say no crazy shit to no old person. I said,
not.
"Thank you, ma'am."
They might be leaving for glory that day.
But this is the part that tripped me out.
Leaving for glory.
She said, "You remind me of my granddaughter." And in my mind, I said, "Say what now?" She said, "You remind me of my granddaughter because my daughter, she married and then she paused and she searched for the words." And I said, "I'm thinking she can't even say a black man. Obviously, that's the only way your granddaughter would look like me." So I said, "Why?" And then she said, and she kind of whispered like a black. That's how you know people's old school races. That's like when my old 70-something-year-old mom say Oriental, and I'm like, "Oh Lord Jesus!" I'm like, "Mommy, we don't say that no more."
That'd be my mom.
Your mom was terrible. Anyway, this old Latina was like a black. That's what she called her son-in-law.
Yeah.
And it hit me
El Negro.
because she was showering me and my family with love in the form of these homemade cookies and running to get avocados in a misguided attempt to atone for how she treated her own daughter and, more importantly, her granddaughter. Because she said, "I look like her granddaughter." She didn't give her granddaughter these goddamn cookies. So now she's giving them to me.
Wow.
It was crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy the spiritual
my
connections, but that's a
mind.
spiritual connection there.
I'm
right there,
grateful.
man.
Hey, I'm taking the cookies. I like this woman.
I've taken the communion. I've taken the
You know what
communion.
I mean? And so all that to say is like, you see people and you treat them in a particular way.
You know what I like that? Because I made this realization today, kind of facetious, but like truth is, when it's real, it's bittersweet. Like the real truth never slices all the way your way. If it's really truly the truth, that shit is not what?
Vanessa. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, click it.
Oh, click it. Oh, I got you. All right. So when the truth is really in the building, like it doesn't flatter you. It's a harsh light. It's a very harsh light. So I'm like, when I hear what you're saying there, it's like, yes, right, and it hurts a little bit.
I don't think the truth always hurts.
I think the truth
Sometimes
always.
you were
not hurts. I think it's
sometimes people you were showering people with compliments, love, affirmations, validations, praise.
Yeah, but that's not truth necessarily.
How is that not true?
I don't think necessarily. I think that sometimes. In other words,
wait. You just said sometimes.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Sometimes, though.
No. Can I just finish?
Okay.
All I'm saying is that. What I'm saying is that when we give support to somebody, thoughts become things. So a thing that isn't true yet that we want to bring in manifestation, we can enter a practice and basically fake it till you make it. And then we can create, because some people are starting from, like some of us have an abundance, and then some of us are starting from nothing. And you can't have a feeling or an understanding or a virtue in the absence of a virtue. You have to acquire that virtue, and sometimes by acquiring that virtue, you have to do things that feel false. You have to say I'm sorry when you don't feel like saying you're sorry.
Sure,
you gotta be polite when you don't feel like being polite.
But I'm saying truth is not always painful. Let's say it's after the fact. Let's say someone has already accomplished something amazing.
I didn't say truth is always painful. I said truth is bittersweet. Is my metaphor bittersweet?
So I'm saying, okay. So, but what's bittersweet about? For example, something amazing has happened. You did it. You created it. You put it out, and I say, "Oh my God, that was fucking great." That's awesome. You're really talented. What is bittersweet about that?
About you telling me that?
That statement, like that example of the truth being told.
Well, I think that's an opinion. And I like that opinion. I think that opinion is wonderful, and I would welcome that opinion. But I think opinions and the truth get mixed up a whole lot. The truth,
well, sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can have an opinion of which I agree with. That doesn't make it the truth.
I just think there are truths that are wonderful that are not bittersweet. That has been my experience. Maybe I'm just naively choosing to believe that.
No, I think that we just you may have a different word for.
I truly believe there are beautiful, amazing experiences that are completely, absolutely truthful.
Would it sound different if I said something that reality is always bittersweet? Because maybe it's just the connotation of the word. But I feel like, but my realization and my insight is that whenever one has a direct confrontation with the way things really are, because nothing ever happens where everyone wins.
Sorry, y'all. We started The Matrix earlier this
evening. We are way beyond the looking glass.
We are
way beyond the
what is
looking
real?
glass. Look,
what is real?
Honey.
What if you were in a dream?
This is a good.
Would you know the difference? I was watching it, and you know what it took me back to? Like being 18, I had literally been smoking weed for like 6 months.
Well, seeing stuff through the kids'
6
eyes.
months, the shit was not legal. I felt like such
a badass.
Not even badass. I was still scared. I was still like,
you were transgressing. You felt you were
I'm
transgressive.
gonna get in trouble. I am
good.
Smoking weed in my college
That's a
apartment.
thrill. That is great.
And The Matrix had come out, and I was just like, I have never seen or heard anyone break this shit down like this.
Yeah.
It was, and then we would be like, are we really high?
It was so right. How would we know if we were in the simulation? How would they be able to?
Seriously, like this is just another computer program. We clicked weed. We clicked acid. We clicked mushrooms.
I've actually realized.
I love it.
I was also telling the friends who were over earlier. I was like, what?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I've been depressed recently. For like a while, like I cycle, you've known I'm a cycler. I'm a manic depressive, and I was kind of in a depressive thing for a while, and I suddenly perked out of it.
Vino por favor.
Oh yes.
Vino and por favor are
yes.
2 different languages, but
that's all right.
Don't hate me.
They all flow. They flowed. And I kind of snapped out of it recently. After we had a little nice psychedelic experience, and also. Because I had the sudden insight that you don't have to feel sorry for yourself in the face of reality. Like if something is bittersweet, like the bitterness accentuates. And anyways, but that was my realization. My realization was what made me get undepressed was all of a sudden is like I realized I'm not asking myself the big questions. Like if you let yourself be drugged down into the daily rut of Trump did this and he fired somebody and then Russia did this, and then China did that, and then there's a nuclear bomb, and then we're all going to die, and then, oh my God, somebody said, used the word nigger brown. It's the most offensive thing that ever happened in the universe, and it set black people back 1,000,000 years, and then Killer Mike thinks that you should have guns, and then, all this shit. It's just grind after grind after grind, and we get on the podcast, and we talk about it, and I try to have a perspective on it, and I realize there's no way I could be a political pundit, because I actually don't have a perspective on this shit, because it's all the same shit. It's like it's just talking about the same thing over and over again, symptoms of the same disease. Oh
right,
my God!
It's almost
today.
like busy work. That's why I realized I do have hope. I mean, you get so down, and there was the Stephon Clarke and the this and the whoever and the this guy. I mean, there's probably been like so many more shootings, and then there's the anniversaries of the shootings, and then there's the judgments on the shootings, and and I really it'll make you depressed.
Yeah, because it's not fundamentally interesting. It's fundamentally weeds that it's gore, it's pain, it's nothing but wading through pain and without understanding why the pain is occurring and if there is any solution or way out of it. And the thing is, it's like and sometimes getting drawn down into that, we forget that there's this whole other aspect, this other part of us, which is even bigger than all of that shit, which is our fucking imagination, man.
And our soul. I've listened to
that's what I think our imagination is, our soul. Exactly right.
Y'all like podcasts? Y'all need to check out Oprah's Super Soul Sunday.
If you need to get your life, are you not listening to Super Soul Sunday?
Sometimes you
people?
can't catch it on TV.
Oh my God! If you're not,
and sometimes you don't want to watch it.
I don't need to watch it,
but
I like
when
listening.
you listen to it, and it's like that's why I think the really people that have hope or any semblance of peace realize and remind themselves we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Yes.
Because when you only can see and get stuck in the human experience, it is death and destruction.
That's right.
And
it's decay. That's all. This is why I don't understand the people.
Jinx.
The people clinging to their guns cannot
Exactly.
see that they are all. You are
Exactly.
already decaying. You're
Exactly.
already dying.
So, and I think that is why there's hope, because we're talking about it. The younger generations are talking about it. We are teaching our children that, and they are evolving to that space.
Yes.
Where it won't just be talking about the everyday human experience in a way that is as limiting and as painful. In that sense, reality, truth, whatever you want to call it, it is bittersweet.
Yes.
Because you have to also, for all the reviews, all the good reviews, you got to read the bad reviews. For every high, there is a low.
Yes.
For yourself, there is your shadow self.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
You cannot get stuck in just what you can see, smell, taste,
You gotta
hear,
you
and feel.
I've been loving the language recently of holding space. And as I was writing on Facebook, and sometimes as it occurs to me when I have good dialogue on Facebook, I realized that, my brother was murdered, which is why I have a very strong feeling about guns and having guns. And I realized that my response to it was, I'm holding space, not because I think that in the next 20 years we're going to, suddenly metamorphosize into a society that does not own guns and doesn't hurt people and, wishes no one any ill will. It's because I'm holding space that if it takes 1,000 years or 20,000 years, I want human beings to still be around, and I want us to be a peaceful species, and I want us to all learn to transcend the boundaries of scarcity and feeling like there's this bubble between us that won't let us get together and share the universe together. Like, I want to hold space for that. I don't want to freak out. I'm trying to talk to these, and like my friends who come to me and talk about these gun shit and talk, and I'm like, I'm trying to be the one to finally tell them, like, I'm not the one judging you. You are arguing with you. Because all these people are arguing with their own conscience. Why do you feel bad? Why do you feel like you're being held accountable for something? Why do you feel like people are besmirching your name because you own this object? If you love the object, feel good about the object and move on. But no, there's something in your heart that is making you feel like, why are you looking at me funny?
It is their own internal conflict.
Why are you making me feel bad about
their own internal conflict?
That's what I'm
just
saying.
like Abuelita a block away.
Boom.
It is her internal conflict
Boom.
with the choices she made in her 90 years.
That's it right there. That's it. And I'm like, I am here. I am not lording it over you. I'm done with this snarkiness shit. I'm not trying to make you feel bad anymore, because I feel like that is the paradigm. You make me feel bad. I make you feel bad. You make me feel worse.
Everybody make your metaphorical cookies for your granddaughter.
Man. Yes.
For your biracial, half-black granddaughter.
Come on.
Give her the goddamn cookies.
Just give her the goddamn
now.
cookies, man.
So you don't have to feel bad and give them to a stranger
Yes.
20 years later.
Seriously. Okay, let's talk about some arts entertainment.
Seriously, let's move on.
Okay, so Roseanne Barr show came back on the air and it did 18 million.
You know what?
Did 18 million.
I was primed for that era, but I did not watch Roseanne.
I watched it. I watched both episodes.
Is it as good as it was before?
No. The reason being is because all the actors are mad older, and obviously, so the chemistry is different, right? And also off the bat, they just jump right into the Trump versus Hillary.
Well, I
shit
heard that Trump called Roseanne and was like,
to congratulate her.
right on, bitch.
I mean,
Nailed
yeah,
it.
he ain't said mum about Stephon. Have we talked? How do you pronounce it again? Stephon.
Oh, you know why? What the White House said was, "Oh, that's a local matter."
Fucking I'm sorry.
That's coded language because slavery was a local matter.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy, Allah.
It's a local matter.
So anyway, I don't want to get back on that.
No.
So yeah, so it did. I watched it. It was entertaining. I mean, it was kind of like All in the Family, but Roseanne's now Archie Bunker.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, she's pro-Trump
I
or
watched
whatever, but she's not an asshole. She's still loving and, Roseanne or whatever. But the problem is that outside of her persona on the show, she's actually like a stark raving lunatic Trump supporter who tries to justify his racism and all this kind of crazy bullshit. Like, you know, so like I'm conflicted. I'm
about
conflicted.
Watching it?
Yeah, because I think it's making some good points. Wanda Sykes is a head writer on the show, so I don't think it's coming from a perspective of like one-sidedness or anything like that. They've got a character. All the kids have moved back in the house, right? And so the youngest, Darlene, has 2 kids, an older daughter and a younger son, and the son is gender fluid. So he dresses not like a girl because that would be binary, but like how the fuck he wants to dress, and it don't look like a cishet male, right? And so they talk about that, and I mean, it's very realistic, the reaction that everybody feels about it, and I feel like that's good, and it needs to be represented because how else do you have this conversation, you know?
Because there's people who will identify with her,
Yeah.
and I hope that the conversations that they have on the show, to some degree, mirrors the conversations that these people are having in their own homes in the flyover states in middle America, wherever, who basically, when you don't live in a urban city on the coast.
Yeah.
So in that sense,
and they got a black daughter.
I think it's
There's
great.
a black granddaughter.
Boom.
There's a black granddaughter.
Boom.
Yeah, so it's
So,
that
and in terms of her being a crazy motherfucker outside of that, I mean, I just think more and more we need to be more cognizant that that's her job. Her job as an actor is to go and say these lines and make you believe them. And what she does, just like when you clock out and what the fuck you do, is basically none of your boss's business. What she does off the clock, really, we don't have as much quote unquote right, as if we ever had any, to judge. I mean, you can privately, but to really say,
well, I mean, but Roseanne is going on shows. She's going on like Fox News and stuff, and so.
But if she's not doing something criminal, like, you know, a Bill Cosby or whatever, and even Bill Cosby, I still think the Cosby Show is a great show.
She has a right to speak her mind.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I can't really say like she shouldn't.
I do feel like she is. I do feel like
the show itself is not promoting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not taking her personal agenda of extremist views and infusing that into the show.
Yeah,
really
which maybe she
pushing that
couldn't even
agenda.
do. You know, like because we're talking about it as if it just belongs to her, and I'm sure she has a lot of say on the show. But like I said, there are other, you know, very other strong women writers on the show who have a perspective, and they're there for a reason. But I guess one of the things that I just was thinking about was like, I'm not sure if I think it's problematic or not, but the fact that they have this gender fluid kid, this black daughter on there, so far, I mean, it remains to be seen. I'm sure, I don't know, I can't speak on it because I haven't seen the episodes, but in the first 2 episodes that I saw, I don't think they really dealt with the Trump shit adequately at all. Basically, they just made it was just like Jackie, her younger sister, and then yelling at each other, and then the moral of the story is, well, we're sisters, we should just love each other anyway.
But you know what? Who knows how they're gonna kind of play out that storyline throughout the season?
Yeah,
It could go any number of ways, really.
I want to see how they do with this little black girl. I really need to see how the race element plays out, because unless they address, because here's the thing. Here's the big elephant in the room. Strip Trump of all his race shit. If he didn't say nothing, just pretend. I know it's hard. If we could just pretend he never said anything crazy about black people, Latinos, none of that shit, and he just acted, otherwise he just acted exactly the same way, but he just wasn't racist, I don't have a problem with Trump.
Well, he'd be a regular Republican. He'd be Mitt Romney or whatever.
Yeah. Well, actually, he'd be much more entertained. I think I would be much more entertained. I think I'd be having the same fun that the white people that elected, the poor white people, the 14 million that elected him in the primary, the fun that they're having right now, going like, hell yeah, he's fucking it up out there, you know, goddamn right, show him what's right, Trump. I think I'd be having that exact same fun if Trump wasn't also fundamentally a racist. But you don't even know how much fun gets spoiled for me just because of some race shit. I've got broad views, guys. I could really get into some things. Anyway,
let's talk about the one I really think is wildly entertaining.
Let's do that.
Where they going Beyonce Gate, Bitgate, what is it? What's the hashtag? Who bit Beyonce?
Who bit Beyonce? What the fuck are y'all out here doing?
Tiffany Haddish, love her, was at some after party
Yes.
that Jay-Z threw after their concert, I guess, in Inglewood.
Yep.
Exclusive after party.
That's right. Partying with the Queen.
And she had various interviews, and she revealed that a famous actress who was lit on that scissor or on something.
Unidentified substance. We don't really know what it was.
Bit Beyonce. Now she signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement that bars her from revealing the identity of this person, but she is a comedian, so it stands to reason that she would make a joke about it because it's funny.
I can't see why you wouldn't.
Apparently, there's only maybe like 5 famous women who were at this party who could have done it. It was like Rihanna, Sanaa Lathan, Sarah Foster, and some other folks. Oh, Queen Latifah. And we're like, Rihanna didn't do that shit.
No,
we're like, Queen Latifah, she a queen. She didn't do that shit.
She didn't do that shit.
And basically, they've narrowed it down to either Sarah Foster or Sanaa Lathan. But then both of them have come out like, I didn't do that. Sarah Foster was like, I wish I got close enough to Beyonce. She's like, I wish I even got that close to Beyonce. And then Sanaa was like, oh, I would never. That's ridiculous. That's funny that you guys think I bit her. And then she's like, but if I did, it would have been like a love bite. So and then there were all the comments that were like, oh, if I did, kind of like OJ's, like, if I did it. And it was hilarious to me. But then the more and more I read, the more that I guess somewhat reputable sources were like, no, it was Sanaa.
Yeah,
but then,
if I did it.
But then...
I did it.
But see, at first, I wasn't reading into that. I was like, oh, that's funny. But then I saw a video, like French Montana
Honey,
had
I cheated on you.
But wait,
if
French Montana had a video where he was just like, or somebody was like doing something on the gram live, and you hear her, she sounded a little drunk, like, oh no, I look terrible, and then she was like making faces, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. I wouldn't even really I wouldn't really think nothing of it. But then in combination between that and then like the other source and then like the other source, and then TMZ was like saying it was her, and then I went back to okay, wait, why did she say if I did it, it would have been a love bite? Because then I read that it wasn't aggressive and malicious.
She straight up nibbled her cheek.
It was just it like caught Beyonce off guard, and I was like, well, when you put it like that, I could see how somebody who was having fun and kind of feeling the vibe
on that Molly
would have been like, ooh, girl, you fine. Let me just like get up close to you. Yes. And I just think it's hilarious.
Well, because also the scuttlebutt was when Beyonce was talking to Tiffany, and she was like, you want me to do something? Beyonce was like, that bitch is on drugs. She don't normally be acting like that.
And I think what's really stupid is people who were like, ooh, Tiffany, why you saying anything? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You ruining her life. It's like, bitch, ain't nobody ruining nobody's life.
No.
And it's Tiffany, gossip, and that's why we're talking about it, and it's funny, and we're hilarious. Entertained.
These are our
because Beyonce wasn't in no elevator. When nobody, Solange didn't come after her. Yes. So that's how I know it wasn't serious.
These are our royalty. We get to talk about them.
Didn't come after the bitch, so I know there were no scars left. Okay,
that's right.
I just think it's hilarious.
Speaking of Beyonce, Beyonce got in a little bit of trouble. Also, first of all, if you guys don't know, I am firmly Beehive. So
are you? I didn't even realize. I love her too. I just
come on. This is an all Bay house. This is a Bay household.
I'm more like Rihanna Navy, I guess.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, like whatever that means, I ain't spend no extra money.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rihanna. I would spend extra money on Beyonce. Like we've been to see Beyonce.
We've seen them, but I don't really feel. That's what I mean. I don't really want to go see her again. I mean, if somebody was like, "Hey, yo, Mel, I got tickets," I'd be like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, but that's also because we middle aged at this point,
Oh yeah.
So, so what was I about to say?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Fair enough. God dang. Oh, Beyonce. She came out with a new clothing line, where she's kind of dressed up Egyptian or whatever, and Nefertiti, and now Egyptians are coming out and they, outraged because everything is outraged now, and they're like they're taking our culture like the British took our culture, and like because Beyonce is now a colonizer, and that completely makes sense. But,
well, I mean, I think there are some of our beloved Black artists who, by a strict definition, are guilty of cultural appropriation.
Come on, just tell me one more time. How are we using cultural appropriation?
Well, I mean, for her to, okay, for maybe not even just black artists. So whether it was Madonna or Gwen with the Bindies, obviously we've got Pharrell with his Native American dress and
or the holy.
Yeah. I mean, it's rampant. It's rampant by people of color. I guess
is,
and I mean, honestly,
is sampling appropriation out, or is, because I always thought cultural appropriation also had to have some element of economic harm, like, you know, Big Mama Thornton gets her song stolen by Elvis and she loses no one listens to her version.
So is it just exploitation for financial gain?
That's what I assume.
Or is it taking on the culture without really without knowing anything about it or giving respect? But then,
if that's the case, then hip hop is guilty of the most
like,
rampant cultural appropriation of all time.
It feels like, you know, there are probably a lot of artists who feel like they have studied the culture and have a great love and respect for it. So I mean, I am no expert and I'm not.
Well, look,
I can't
all I'm
really
saying is Public
Enemy
Enemy sampled whatever the fuck they wanted, sampled James Brown. I mean, so they understood that, so that can't be cultural appropriation. But then we also sampled the Beach Boys and the Beatles and all this other shit.
Or what about when the Beatles or
is that,
George
we immune? Maybe we're immune because we're
bringing in sitars and.
Right, but I guess what I'm
but
I guess what I'm saying is, like, it wasn't like there were any when he brought it out. It wasn't like there was any demand for sitar music.
And they put Ravi Shankar kind of on the
global
map.
Saying.
So I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't really know.
Or like when the Rolling Stone went on tour, they brought old blues artists that they covered in the beginning of their career and put them on as openers, and they gave them a whole second career.
Right.
In the 60s.
So is it like?
Is that appropriation?
Personally, I think Led Zeppelin's music is better. But they didn't put everybody on, so it's like. Is Led Zeppelin shit and the Stones are cool? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think Zeppelin's appropriators.
I think they are too.
Yeah, I think they're appropriate. I think
they are.
I think the Rolling Stones
but if
are
it's
not.
Better music,
do
we give them a pass?
Yes.
Yes. Like, is that the Bruno Mars?
That's absolutely.
You know, I mean, because
absolutely.
even Led Zeppelin, like, they didn't say like we made this up. They said, "Oh no, we took this from American blues artists."
Yeah.
I mean, they're British. They're all British.
I think they all paid some homage to it. So I don't know.
But in terms of giving them a set or putting them in the front at any point, I don't think they did all that.
I do. Yeah, but I do. I don't know. I
don't know either. It's
as an artist, I honestly, I find the idea of cultural appropriation kind of icky as an artist, because as an artist, I look around the world. And I do not see ownership of the ideas that are
not even just cultural appropriation, just the idea of borrowing and sampling, like, you know, the whole Robin Thicke and Pharrell and all that on the Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah.
And they're saying, okay, technically the melody and the arrangement are different. Like music, like
technically they are. Yeah, technically they are.
Technically, it's not the same song. You can see where it has changed. Is it derivative? Yes.
Yeah.
But the judge ruled against them, and they got to pay the Marvin Gaye estate money.
Yeah, and I think that was a bad judgment. I think that was a bad judgment.
A lot of people in the music industry do, because it was such kind of a broad view.
It's chilling
of what it would mean to sample and kind of borrow from other music.
It's almost basically a ruling on vibe.
Because there's really not much new music out there. There's no new chords.
Yes, we got 12 notes that you can bend how you want them. Yeah.
So I mean, that is kind of a fascinating one for me, because
maybe new filters
in every art.
All new music is filters now. It's new filters.
We all have the same emotions. We all are basically having the same human experience. So we're kind of basically gonna always be singing, dancing, acting about the same things.
Yeah.
So when do we say, "Oh no, I did that"? Really?
Yeah.
So you showed fear and destruction,
and like, there's only so many colors in the rainbow. And it's like, so you use those colors? I use these colors. And
I mixed the blue and the red. So I kind of also.
You own chalk? You do colored chalk. I can't do colored chalk. You know, you doing colored chalk. I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know. I don't know where the draw line. You guys
hold. Who's the authority to say, okay, that gives the proper respect? Is it just financial? Okay, give them money.
Yeah. Is it just money?
Cool.
Is it all just money?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It usually is.
It sounds like it's like money.
It usually is.
It sounds like it's like money.
It usually is just money.
Yeah. All right. So, You guys can holler at us and disagree with us elsewhere. R. Kelly has been in the news a whole bunch.
Boo.
He keeps now the latest scuttlebutt is that maybe what is happening with all this sex pet stuff is that actually he's just been having a high level sex trafficking ring.
That sounds about right.
I think we're getting close.
I mean, I think we're getting that's close. Like a semantics thing.
Yeah.
So
I think we're almost getting there. And
actually, you think about essentially what sex trafficking is. It sounds like he kind of
sounds like what he's doing.
If I had to put him under an umbrella, it would be under that one.
I'm put it like this way: if he was on CSI, this shit would be solved in an hour.
Get Ice-T on the case.
This would be over.
Get Ice-T on it.
I don't know what is taking so long. Get this child abuser out of here. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, he's so flagrant though.
I mean, look, I am not the
like,
one to normally just be calling for
does he have that much money?
No. I think this man has got roots.
How are we not able to file charges?
This man
all
is
of these
clearly
concerned parents
got to deal with Satan.
Not one class action lawsuit. Like
he got to deal with some kind of underworld infernal thing.
What's the system where he is basically
when he dies? When R. Kelly finally dies, he's gonna die on the toilet, surrounded by like black candles or something. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a macabre death when karma catches up with him, because clearly he's under a spell right now. You can't touch this nigga. He's peeing on girls, and we're like, well. The remix to Ignition, people still playing this music.
I finally stopped.
I had to literally delete all the stuff out of my, because sometimes by accident I'd be playing on random and his music, and I'd be I have Pandora, I gotta listen to it.
And then it would come on, and that was always the song that would get me, and I'd be like, but then recently in the last like year, I couldn't jam to it.
It's gross.
I finally, and it's sad to me. I'm ashamed that it took me this long.
Yeah, it's just like one too many little girls shows up in the business, and you
like,
that's
this. I can't. Peeing on the girl was okay.
Right.
Marrying an underage girl was okay. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Melissa? But now I finally was like, you know what? I don't even like this.
I don't even like this shit no more. Fuck this song. And he got no filters on it.
And so all the people who already aren't there yet, it's like I might still judge you, but I understand as well, and that's almost why I feel like I can judge you, because I've been there. I was there.
We're waiting for you.
We are, and I just hope that it never happens to anyone that you know.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Okay, that's all I got for that. One more. SZA considers retiring.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, you just started.
What are you fucking talking about?
I know she didn't just start, but I'm like, you just came out with an album that we all love. I literally played it all the time.
What are we talking about?
I don't understand why she would retire. I mean, but
you ain't even 30. How you retiring?
She's so young. She's so young. She could literally take 10 years off and come back out. And be like, you know what? I'm back from retirement.
Okay.
Because she's taking it so early.
I'm not listening to this, SZA, okay? I'm not hearing this.
Girl, please just come out with a new album by next year.
Take your time off. Go to the...
Ain't nobody rushing you. Ain't no pressure.
Yeah.
You young.
I could rock to this record for 2-3 more years.
Take time off. Ain't nobody stressing you.
You could be like Frank Ocean.
Whatever, girl.
You could be the Frank Ocean of you.
Be young. Go crazy. Do some shit.
That's
come back. Make some new music.
There you go.
Okay? Yep. Okay, great.
Okay.
That's our like auntie uncle advice.
That's some free advice from auntie and uncle, auntie Vince. Okay. Here's some kids stuff, and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna do some kids. We gotta do shout outs. God darn it, we've got the shout out.
Let's do shout outs and run.
We could do that. All right, let's do some shout outs.
Let's do some shout outs.
All right.
Y'all, I need some ideas for the name of my podcast. So what I want to do is have conversations, quasi interviews with people I know primarily about their artistic process. I find those are some of the podcasts that I love. I have a very analytical brain. I love to get into the nuts and bolts of how people created something beautiful, something that I find beautiful. Even if I don't love it, just how did they break it down and how do they work? I love those podcasts.
Yeah.
And
like Therese.
I listen to a lot of acting ones. One is called Off Camera with Sam Jones. Check it out if you like discussions with actors. And I am starting to interview people. I've only got one so far. We're working on it, coming soon. And it may not always just be actors. It will be artists, and it will be people who are kind of starting out or just kind of getting the momentum. They're not famous. Obviously, they wouldn't talk to me. But people that I know who are just basically nose to the grind and really focused and disciplined in order to create something that is getting traction. And I'm really excited to support them and give them a platform to talk about their journey. And I have no idea what to call it. Yeah, as I was saying, the Melissa Show or something like that. There already is a Melissa Show, Melissa Villaseñor. She's really cute and funny. She already has the Melissa Show. And but I kind of want it to imply that I'm talking about the artistic process. So if y'all have any ideas about what my podcast should be called, focusing on conversations with artists and their process, aka journey, as they move closer and closer to their career as an artist. What the fuck could I call it? Please, I want to put this out, but I need a title.
Can I play them the music that I made for it and see if they like it? Okay, here's the music. You want to slow it down? Yeah. You can say that out loud. You won't hurt my feelings.
Okay,
I could totally slow it down.
I thought it was down a little bit. I like it, but I want something slightly more mellow.
Okay, I could do that. I was afraid I was going too mellow. So hell yeah, we could do mellow.
That's too mellow.
No, it's not too mellow. That's not too mellow. But I just say, listen. I'm hip hop. I can get a lot more. All right, check it out, guys. Check it out. See if you can.
I really like it. I want, in terms of the intro, I just want it like half this speed, whatever. I love that little ding ding. I love that.
Oh, it's so loud.
I love that, and I love the beat. I really like this music. I just want it like halftime.
I can actually do that without changing much
of
the music.
Just half this and let me hear it.
I could do.
Anyway. So I'm working on that, and I have a filmmaker. Her first feature premiered at South by Southwest a few weeks ago. I can't wait to release our conversation once I get this kind of administrative shit together. And then I've got a writer, my friend from college, who just wrote a children's book. It's called The Magic of We. It is available for purchase. It's a beautiful story about the magic of just meeting someone and having that special connection. Beautifully illustrated. Her name is Danielle Anderson Craig, and the illustrator is Carly Dooling, so you can check that out on the internet and order that. I have another idea for a fantastic person to interview that I will not reveal yet because I haven't even asked her yet.
Fair enough.
So I've got ideas. I've got people I want to talk to. What can I call the shit? Please, y'all, help me. Somebody says sounds Latin. Artful Conversations. Tosh. Oh my God. Wait, what?
Artful. That's Tosh. Yeah. Tosh is tight.
That's a good one. I'm going to have to Google that and make sure no one already has it.
That's a good
one. Love that. Thank you, girl. I'll give you credit every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
We have to be on a podcast. You got to put her on a podcast. She's a spectacular woman in her own right. Let's give some shout outs to the Style and Grace podcast. Thank you for the
Style and Grace.
Yeah,
I know that's not the music from the
song, but sounds appropriate.
I've been drinking enough.
Ebonics, thank you guys, appreciate you.
It was like reposting us. Thank you. And my fave, Two Awkward Millennials.
Yes, of course, Al Diddy, my partner.
I feel like an awkward zillennial. Zillennial generation in between millennials and X.
Look at you coining the word. You get that?
I didn't coin it. Oh Lord, I didn't coin that shit.
Zillennial. Oh, zillennial's not. You didn't.
Oh no, somebody else made that.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, yeah, all right. Al Diddy, my partner on We Come From Bad News, the White Pants Society, and the John Effect podcast.
Hey.
Of course, the In the Block podcast. We gotta have you guys back soon. Yeah, you gotta have you back, Sean. Two Squares podcast, and also just wanted to see. No, that's it. That's all. Okay, so if you guys haven't done it already, leave a review.
We need sorry, go ahead.
leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher or Google Play or wherever you get the podcast. It really helps the podcast. We get like over 300 listens a week. So I know some of you guys are not leaving a review yet. So we need a review. 5 stars, please. It's like the donation plate. That's all I'm asking for. Just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, put a little something in the plate.
I would love sometimes get us a repost or just tell other people to maybe check us out, which a lot of people do, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we do.
Also, can I shout out podcasts that do not shout us out because they probably don't know we exist, but I like to share.
Hell yeah.
I love to share. We love to share. Sorry, I watch a lot of Yo Gabba Gabba with my child.
That's right.
But I have been listening to a couple podcasts that I love. And the main one is Hey Girl.
Hey Girl.
Hey Girl.
Hey Girl.
And the host is Alex L. She's a writer. And she has conversations with women that she knows and her focus is primarily on kind of transformation, growth, and self-care. And it has been a godsend for me. So I think particularly if you are a woman of any color and you want to hear stories of other women just doing the thing, living the life, going through the ups and downs that we all do, but come out on the other side with a story to tell, check out Hey Girl. It's good.
Right on.
She was another one that actually inspired me. I was like, damn, I want to share stories for other people to hear.
Awesome. I love it.
She's good.
That girl good.
That girl good.
Yeah. I've been listening. My faves right now are the Teray show, which is fantastic. They just had an episode with Taraji P. Henson. She gives an outstanding master class in acting. Also, another great one is Ear Hustle, which takes place behind San Quentin, the bars of San Quentin. So good. It's all. I mean, it's just all from the perspective of the inmates. Very raw, very visceral. And for some reason, I am addicted to the Rachel Maddow Show podcast.
Oh God!
She
Every
is so
goddamn morning.
Good, man. She's so
this bitch.
She's so petty, man. She's so. I mean, just so. She's just like, if you don't like Trump, she just gives you hope every day.
I love that. Like
she has you feel like he's gonna be impeached every day.
I love that she can have her lane to be as petty as she want to be.
Yes,
and
amen.
She's wildly, madly intelligent.
Wildly intelligent.
She just leads you through it.
And self-deprecating. She's just so charming. She's just so incredibly charming.
And leads you through. I feel like this is how people felt about like Bill O'Reilly or whatever these people are.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, yes.
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 Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that this is petty, but it's still so good. I love that there's a
space for her, and that's why at the end of the day, I'm not mad that you listen to her because I'm glad that she's there. There is space for her.
Absolutely.
I personally don't want to listen to it all the time, but I think she's hilarious.
I think she's
just because sometimes I'll catch pieces, and she does sound petty as
she is dragging them in the best way. I love it.
But she's so smart with it, and it's just like, well, that sounds right. That makes sense.
So we're just, I have to move. Look, we have so many people that are leaving the White House. We have to make the board bigger. I have to turn. I don't know which way I should turn. Here. Okay, now show them all. I'll be like this.
So love it.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. This has been a super jam. We didn't put out a podcast last week, so we've given you an extra jam-packed special.
Yeah, sickness took hold of.
Everyone got
75% of the house. I did not get sick.
You're the only one. Your mama antibodies kicked in.
Being a mother is sometimes being a I won't say a superhero, but it is being a person with superpowers.
Real talk.
Because the baby got sick. I mean, literally norovirus, vomiting, diarrhea. I was disgusted. I was like, can I throw the whole baby out? I was throwing away pillow cushions, clothes, blankets. I was like, I'm not cleaning that shit. I am not fucking with that shit. I'm not putting that shit in my washing machine. I threw it out. And then at one point, I wanted to change the baby's diaper. I unstrapped it. The whole thing leaked out. what the fuck?
That's when I feel like, I think that's when I got infected. Because I had to watch. That's when I had to clean
when
it
you
up.
got it. But I had already done it one time.
Yeah.
So when you and Langston got sick on Monday, I said, well, I bought the face mask so that I could care for people. And I was going to wear it. But I was like, wait a minute. I'm the most motherfucking exposed person in this house. And if I don't feel shit, I'm not getting it. And at one point, at the end of the night, I was tired. And I was like, oh, shit. Am I feeling sick? Or am I just tired? I was fucking paranoid. And yes, I ate my raw garlic. Yes, I had my emergency. Yes, I was like, let me take my ass to sleep. Although one night, Here and Now got me and I was up till 2:30 in the morning. Fuck that. Fuck
That's a
HBO.
great ass fucking
HBO.
That shit is a good ass series, man.
They did this shit to me with the leftovers.
Same.
Here and Now.
We gotta sync up. We gotta sync up.
Surface,
We gotta sync
but
up.
then they be taking it to this whole other philosophical level, and I was like, oh.
How far are you? What
shit.
episode you on now?
Oh, I'm so behind. I'm
Okay.
like on 3 or 4.
Because I just saw the latest one, and it's getting into the racism stuff at school.
Speaking
Racism
of
between
like gender fluid, they have a gender fluid teenage character. Anyway, that's not the point.
Yeah, so
point
good.
is,
Good show.
in my mind, I said garlic, all that shit. But I said, but you know what? I don't have the motherfucking time to get sick because
Real talk.
I literally don't, and I don't even like work full time. But just all the shit that I do every day and the shit I'm trying to get done, I said, I can't get sick. I'm not getting sick. Not only don't have time, I willed myself to not get sick. And you know what? I didn't get sick.
Didn't get sick. I needed to get sick. I got sick. I felt sorry for myself. I hated the world. And when I came out of it, I was good. I felt better.
Not only did I not get sick, I was still cleaning up shit.
Yes, sir.
Pulling down fevers, washing everything,
She handled business.
wiping things down, went to Costco, went to Trader Joe's.
What'd I tell you?
Did this fucking shit, did the other fucking shit, did some other goddamn shit.
The day before I got up.
I slept in another room.
The day before I got up, I was like, Mel, I appreciate you holding it down.
He did say that.
I said, I appreciate you holding it down.
And in my mind,
I'll be back
I was like,
up tomorrow.
but I always hold it down. But it was extra because then my mom came over and I got out for a couple hours. Why'd I go shopping? I was so happy. I don't know. I was just like, woo, I'm feeling good. I was like, oh, I think I'm cute today. I was just like, oh my God, I'm running errands. Oh my God, I'm not in the house surrounded by sick people. I was like, oh, let me just go up in the Crossroads and see if I can find something I can wear to auditions. Oh, I found something. I did. I certainly found something. I was out. I almost cried. I was so happy to be away from the house and being a nursemaid for literally a week because after the 3-4 days the baby was sick, y'all was sick. It was intense. It's been a great
spring break. It's been a great spring break.
God is good.
God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. All right, y'all. Congregation, thank you. Hug your neighbor. Benediction. Get to know somebody. Shake a hand. Shake a hand.
Check us out on our website, wokewithkids.com, on Facebook at Woke with Kids, Instagram, Twitter, all the fucking things.
Yep.
We are there.
Woke with Kids.
Send us a line.
Yes.
Send us some topics. Tag us in shit. If you see something funny, tag us in it. You see something crazy, tag us in it. Let us check it out. We have a great friend, Ben, from at Tall All Time Top
10. Shout out to All Time Top 10.
Tag us in things in Twitter, on Twitter, and I
hold us
appreciate
accountable.
that.
Hold us accountable. I be talking. I know I say some wrong things. Go ahead and hold us accountable.
Give us ideas.
Yes.
And thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing and reposting. Please, again, give your proverbial cookies to your black granddaughters now.
Yay.
Okay, don't wait till you're old woman with regrets.
That's right.
And take your swimming lessons. Sign up and meditate. I'm trying. I know I need this is the main thing I don't be doing that I really need to. But it's like, remember, y'all, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So you have to find a moment in your day where you remind yourself of that.
That's the only thing I'm good at.
Otherwise, you will be curled up in a ball.
Only thing I'm good at is I meditate every single day. That's why I stay positive, y'all. I love y'all. All right, next time. Stay woke.
Have a happy Easter.
Have a happy Easter. Peace.
Bye.